Tom has a crush, Janet's doing the most, and Jesse is afraid of roller coasters. Roller coasters. Welcome to Showmance, guys, the #1 show on YouTube doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
Dives as deep as Janet's face plant into Reddit, looking for anything that she can weaponize into season 3 storyline. Good luck.
Oh, yeah, you really don't like her.
What
Who
is Janet?
does?
I don't either, but it's very rare that I hear you give someone a
Yeah.
That means they're really on your sugar honey iced tea
That means
list.
I'm going to have to bleep it within the first 15 seconds
There
of the
goes
show.
our revenue stream.
Guys, where's Judy?
I don't know, but
If anyone's
I
seen
don't like
Judy,
it.
I don't
Sorry,
like
too
it either.
many-
Judy,
Too many bleeps.
just pipe up if you're out there, Judy, or if anyone knows Judy.
and I want to know also if Truth is still watching and just not participating anymore, or if she's really like off the grid.
I think Truth went offline, but Truth, if you're not, just like post an ellipses, right?
Yeah, just give a middle finger or something.
Or an ellipses, because we're not trying to curse.
If
Or we're trying
Judy's
not to
not
curse.
here, then what's the point?
Don't you mean what's the boy?
Yeah, no, let me tell you, I cursed so much in that last thing. And even one commenter on this last summer house, because I'm just like, after that dinner table takedown, I was just like, oh my God, Amanda just really pulls it out of me. And someone was like, this is a lot about Amanda. And I'm like, this is 10 years of built up, like,
Yeah, full snap mode.
yeah. Because normally it's like Mike's just like every other word. And it was literally me where I'm like, oh, here we go again. Oh, there it is again. Oh.
Do I curse a lot? I can't tell.
No, it's like average. I think we normally do about the same, I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and Mike's usually the big sailor.
Don't they say people who cuss more are super, super, super intelligent?
No,
No.
more
five,
honest.
Five supers and then intelligent
No,
afterwards?
honest.
Honestly
trustworthy,
intelligent.
And by the way, I love to curse. I curse a lot. I try to not curse, as much on the show,
Yeah.
but I love it. I love it.
But I also noticed I was watching Khloe Kardashian's podcast the other day, and she bleeps too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and because I don't hear any podcast ever bleep.
Yeah.
And she does it too. And I think that she's doing it for the same reason. Because like Chloe is just like the quintessential mom, like, I know you don't really watch them, but you would like her the most.
I was going to say, and everything I know about her, I really, really like her. She seems like a grade A human being.
Yeah, I think so too. Listen, it's a show. Who knows who they are in life? But like, to me, she comes off as like the best friend in the whole world, the best mom in the whole world, all the things.
And like really goes above and beyond. Like, doesn't she take care of her ex-boyfriend's brother who has like, I think some health stuff
and
going
needs
on?
like everything.
Yeah.
Like,
and I feel like she takes care of him like it is.
Yeah. And loves it. And has never said a single thing, has only said that it has added everything to her life and like that she would die without him. So like,
that's a pretty remarkable human being to do that.
Yeah. She's wonderful.
Whose brother? Which one's?
Tristan.
Tristan Thompson?
Yeah. And this is after Tristan's literally
Wait, yeah.
down on her left, right, and center.
Also
Like,
has $1 gazillion. Why is she taking care of his brother?
I think that she just did when they were together, and now she's like never letting him go. Like she's just
Like he
They're
lives
no
with
longer
her?
together.
no.
He lives with her type deal? Or she just pays for his care?
He did for a while,
Not just,
and
I
I
don't
don't
mean just.
think currently. I don't think he currently does because I just think he needs around the clock. And but he comes to everything whenever the kids have a birthday. Like he's always there, and and she's always spending time with him. But I think it's her momness knowing that there's other moms in the car doing carpool and don't want to have to. We want to be able to listen to the show and not worry that like
that's
there's
so
6 kids in the back. You know? Yeah, I just think it's sweet.
sense.
Yeah.
Well, somebody said that to us early on, around like when in our early
That's-
days.
yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
was like, "Yo, dude, I really like your show, but I'm trying to listen to this with taking my kids to school, and the f bombs are out of control."
Yeah.
I'm like, well, tell your kids not to cuss, but to be funny like us.
To be stupid.
Shall we top of the pops it?
Yeah.
So obviously it's just the little snippets. Sosa's kind of walking. Isabella's sitting on Michelle's back as she does push-ups. Cute. We get it. But very quickly we get into an interesting scene right off the bat, which is the brunch at Tom Tom.
I love being reminded that Tom is an established restaurateur,
That's right. He owns 5%.
Yeah, he owns a whopping 5%.
I thought they sold it back.
So
to her.
that's what I'm curious about. So I don't know if he still owns it. I don't know. But I'll take a Vanderpump pilgrimage any day.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is Tom's Tom still open or did it close?
That's what I mean. I don't know. Like if he doesn't own it anymore, it's because Lisa sold it. I feel like she might have.
I just
moved
feel
on.
like I don't have really, I don't live by regrets. Like I just think if it didn't happen, it wasn't meant for you, blah, blah, blah. If we didn't go while it was open, that might be a regret.
No, I agree.
Can't believe we've never been.
No, it's so stupid. And because we go to places around there, I really don't know why I've never just
across the street.
Exactly.
High Top.
I don't know why I've never just walked in there.
It's open.
It's open. Okay.
Monday, Tuesday closed for private events only. So maybe we'll do like a Showmance private event there or something. We'll let you know. And then 5 p.m. to this is so LA. Wednesdays and Thursdays 5 to 11.
Okay.
Isn't it a bar?
No, but that makes sense because when I drive home, sometimes I'll drive down Santa Monica and Boys Town, and like it's closed. It's not. We're not New York.
It's also. I wonder if Pump closes at 11.
It seems like Friday, Saturday is the only days they're open till 2.
We want to go.
Right.
Earlier.
All I'm saying is that they might.
That's fine.
Like if the other spot is open, you might just be like, just
walk literally 4 feet in that direction.
I think they share a kitchen with it.
Oh,
so.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to go is the point of this.
Yes.
I want to sit in those 2 short bar stools.
I don't understand.
I mean, I want to say it's an oversight, but I think that's like an undersight, right? Like who does that?
That's funny.
So just to be clear, the bar is really high compared. Well, the bar is probably a normal sized bar, and the chairs are very low. So like it's almost just sort of like their heads are just kind of over it. I don't understand. Whoever thought that was a good idea? I'm actually pretty floored that I think just probably 2 weeks ago I was talking about how Lisa Vanderpump has like the greatest motif. Like she puts, I'm sure, all the money into the build of all those things, making all those choices. Why would you? It looks like you're a little baby.
It's
and like
ridiculous.
There's no high chairs available.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm gonna tell a quick story for our more advanced viewers, like myself.
Advanced?
Yeah, like
in what?
Like advanced in wisdom, advanced in their wisdom.
Like old guys.
Older people.
Okay.
Wiser people. When I was in elementary school, we had a pool at our school. Mm-hmm. And we had swim classes, whatever.
He goes,
And one day I was sick, and if you were sick, you couldn't go in the pool. And so I had all my clothes on, and Shannon, who I had a crush on, pushed me in the pool, fully clothed. Like, she had probably liked me too, because that's when back in the day you were mean to people that you liked. Yeah. Pushed me in the pool, fully clothed, and I had clearly no clothes. I didn't bring a second set of clothes to school. And so our English teacher, who was the most amazing person ever, was obsessed with the cartoon Ziggy. That's the reference. And she had a shirt, but she was like 6 feet tall, and I was like 5 inches tall. And she's like, here, you can wear this shirt. And I literally had to let all my clothes hang on the pool, my little undies and everything, hang on the fence of the pool all day until they dried. Not all day, but until they dried.
Wait, you just wore a t-shirt, no underwear?
Yes, it was a different time. But the t-shirt went down. No, it was like a full.
How old were you?
It was elementary school.
And
and I went back to class and everything. Whatever. Holler if you know. You see those things about Gen Xers, how they're different?
Like 3rd grade or like 6th grade?
No. Like probably like closer to 2nd, 3rd grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, no underwear on.
No,
just
it's
a
still
dong
very odd, but
around
at least it wasn't a
shirt.
dong that like
totally.
may or may
Huge,
not
massive,
get a boner.
Yeah.
7-year-old dong just flopping all over the place is what happened totally. No, and I had to wear a Ziggy shirt back to class, and it's so embarrassing. But this bar is Ziggy. Ziggy, we used to sit, and he was not too tall or too short for like a desk or the fence or something. So just his nose would hang over and his 2 eyeballs, and that was Ziggy. It was the funniest thing ever.
The real gold of that story was that you walked around in the t-shirt all day, not the reference to the bar.
I'm never going to be able to get rid of that vision.
It was tough. I see my clothes hanging on the fence, and like it still triggers me to this day.
Traumatic?
Yeah, still traumatic.
Okay, well, clearly we're having a brunch with Janet, Zack, Jason, Brittany, and Kiana, and her friend Rachel, and Tom. Obviously.
I already don't like it.
Wait, I need because so while I was watching this, obviously let's just real quick talk about the fact that Zack is being very cordial with Janet at the top of the episode. Yeah. Right? Brittany waltzes in. She can't drink before the surgery. I also, do we need to call them flanks? When the plastic surgeon's like, okay, well, we're going to go in and do your breasts. What else do you want done? And she's getting a tummy tuck and liposuction. He's like, yeah, I'll suck out your flanks. Yeah. Do we need to call anything on a woman's body flanks?
Not a person.
No, they're called flanks in the plastic surgery world.
Yeah, but a flank is a part of an animal.
Right. That's why I don't want it to be. Yeah. I don't want some doctor being like, I'm going to suck out the fat on your flanks, Courtney.
I'm agreeing with you.
Thank you.
She didn't give a shit. She was just like,
yeah, take him out.
Dude, and like, of course, Brittany shows up and the first thing out of her mouth is something about her tits, you know? And I'm not a guy who says tits, but I feel like Brittany's a girl who says tits.
Yeah, she doesn't know. Tits is one thing. My titties.
Yeah, titties.
Like, I already
titties for another say it a titties.
I love when you speak, Brittany.
Dude,
I already feel like that word is like, just it already just is I don't like it. Like, tits is fine. Like, I would say tits of just like, when I would say like something's perfect, like, oh, it's the tits, you'll love it there, you know, whatever. But like this other word, I don't even like saying it, but it just
my bosom.
It comes
bosom.
It sounds doubly trashy coming from Brittany.
It really does.
I don't know. I wish she'd stop saying it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I want to get my hands on Brittany and do some stuff. Like I want to teach her some things. I want to get different health choices being made. I worry about her arteries and her sleep hygiene. I just think
her sleep hygiene.
Yeah.
What's her sleep hygiene?
I just think it's messy. I do. I think she's going to sleep too late. I think she's got a TV blaring in the background while she's sleeping. And you are not getting any deep restful sleep if you're fucking
getting it anyways.
I know because you have a sleep problem. Yeah. So maybe I want to get my hands on you too.
I'm gonna let her.
Okay.
Oh God, this is a family show.
Not like that. Like just so she'll sleep. I want her to sleep too.
I do worry about her sleep.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe that's why you're tripping over your pants.
No, it's the pants. The pants just like don't need to be. And here I am again, just flirting with death.
That's your motorcycle.
Yeah,
but you need to wear a helmet when you wear those
rebel
pants.
Without a clue.
They look great on her. I really realize why you want to wear them.
Listen,
I don't have anywhere else to wear them, so I ripped the tags off today. I've had them for a while.
They look fantastic on you.
They're worth a concussion.
But they really are. But here's the thing. Schwartz announces that Kiana, his friends, Kiana and Rachel are showing up. They show up. I need to know what your take is on her because I know you've got a real affinity for Schwartz, and I don't know how I feel.
Okay, so
I need you to tell me how I feel.
She's definitely an alpha.
100%.
She comes off like kind of aggressive and like keeping the sunglasses on the whole time was a choice. Yeah, that was a thing. The thing is, though, is that like I'm not comparing her at all to Katie in that like they have anything like the same about them. These are obviously two very different people. But at the same time, Schwartz needs, like when he says something later about like, I like a short leash, like he needs a short leash. Like Tom needs a person almost, I think that's his cozy spot is like having
his security blanket.
A woman tell him what to do. Don't do that. Don't say that. Like he needs supervision, you know? And this, I'm a huge Tom Schwartz fan. If that wasn't clear by now, then you haven't been here very long, but I am a gigantic Tom Schwartz fan. I love him so much. I'm so glad he's on the show.
You got him back on the show.
I mean, kind of did. I just hope he knows that. It would be nice. A little thank you card.
Little thank you ficus.
Totally. How funny would it be if one day, like a plant shows up, or like this thing ever pops off? If like we could be so lucky.
If
yeah, sorry.
What the f am I doing here for 2 years for free? If it's an if, Kimosabi.
Like and subscribe.
I have a photo of him that I sent to Courtney. Though I'll put it in the edit. He was playing music for his plants with like these, you know, like electromagnet, like.
No, I have this in a cart saved on my web, like on my browser, because I have been wanting to buy one of these sound wave things for years. You hook it up to the plant, and because every plant has a vibration of its very own, and you can hear what a cactus sounds like, what a rose bush sounds like. It's amazing.
Did you hear this?
This is why I've always said that, like, as different as Courtney and Schwartz are, I think that they would have a great time together.
We would have a hell of a time together.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Mike?
Well, two things. The thing I was saying was it would be amazing if one day he came to a thing or like showed up and it was like, hey, I ended up watching a couple of that season of where you guys did Party of Schwartz, and like, I just want to say thanks like that. You know what I mean? That'd be so funny if that happens. Secondly, did you see the study where they did that with the plants and then they like were cutting them and the plants were screaming?
Yeah, and did you see?
And you eat vegetables.
Listen, Schwartz doesn't. His little ears can't take this. You know, he's a viewer.
You have to talk to your plants. They
do. Are you
feel you, hear you, sense you. They know when you're away. They know when you're coming back.
There's Santa Claus?
No, there's a whole documentary on it. It's really exciting. Anyway,
I have a friend, for all of you who are tuning out, I have a friend at work who's vegan, and we discuss all the time. And one day we have a little, we get living basil. It's just in a clod of dirt, and we put it in a little thing and put water in it. And Natalie likes to make her, what do you call them?
Caprese.
Capreses, and one day there's the coffee machine is under it. One day, maybe sometimes you forget to water it for a couple of days. And I was going to make coffee and this guy was on his last leg, the basil plant. And I was like, oh shit, I felt bad, right? So I put water in it. I get home that night and boom, back to life. And I was like, dang, I just saved this basil. This asshole chops it off and makes their thing. I'm not kidding about that.
What am I supposed to do with it?
No, 100%. It just was funny. I told Dan later, I was like, okay, so you won't eat cows because you got a heart. I saved a basil's life, and then we ate that motherfucker 10 minutes later, and I felt a kind of way about it. Yes. So it doesn't matter. Eat a cow, eat a plant. It's all the same. System.
It's a little different.
You don't know that.
Mike
just
also
hasn't been
saved a bee
discovered
once.
yet.
Mike saved a bee once that was on his windshield.
Yeah.
He had Mike. Well, I'm sure right now the new truck is, I'm sure, pristine. But Mike does have a habit of leaving things in the car. So he had a soda ball, like a Coca-Cola or something, a Sprite. Yeah. And so he's like, oh, this should work. So he was dropping little drops of Sprite, and so it was eating it, and then it.
Because I had just watched a video, a short or something about it was right around the time where everybody's like, the bees are dying. If the bees are dying, we're all gonna die.
By the way, they still are.
I was going to say around the time. I think this is the time.
Well, no, I think I did. We're good now because I saved
Earth.
One bee that saved everything. So I had just watched a video where it was if you see a bee struggling, it's most likely because they don't have any fructose, sugar basically. They get the pollen, they turn it into sugar. That's their energy. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. 3 days later, I go have breakfast and I come back, and on my driver's side window, there's just a bee that's I'm struck. And I was like, do you need some sugar? And I look inside, and there's a 7-Up can or Sprite can, and I was like, I'm gonna test this out. I'm either gonna kill you or save your life, or you're gonna die anyways. Let's roll the dice on Mother Earth. And I got him, put him on the ground, and put a little 7-Up there, and scooted him in. I shit you not, he was like, loop, 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 and then started wiggling and drank some more, and then the wings start flapping, and within a minute or two, you could totally see this guy get his energy back and look up at you and be like, dink, give me a pound and fly away. I was like, dude, that is the cool. I called Austin and I was like, dude, I just saved the bee, blah, blah, blah. And it was pretty cool.
I did it once in Palm Springs after you told me that story.
Yeah.
Just to see if it worked. And it did.
It works.
Yeah, it does work.
So yeah, if you got
at your house,
carry some sugar water around, save a bee.
Okay, so back to Tom.
Oh yeah, right.
Your take on
deep
Kiana.
dive on a show.
No, so I think that they might actually oddly be well matched. I know that we were worried that he is much older and he's dating these young girls. She has a presence about her that doesn't feel like a 20-something. And he feels like a 12-year-old. So it might balance out. And when he called her Kiki, I thought that was so cute.
I thought it was so cute too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I like her yet but as far as the match goes, as weird as they look, if you break it down into who do I want for Schwartz and who should Schwartz actually be with, this might be okay.
Here's my question for both of you. What do you think, just big picture? I know there's always outliers and exceptions to the rule. What do you think is the biggest age swing that you can have between a couple?
Oh, God.
Either way, I'm going to be sexist because it's probably different, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, you're so progressive.
No, I just think that like, you know, like you could have a woman find love with a guy who's, you know, 8 years younger than her just as easily as 8 years older.
I don't think it. My answer is I don't think there's a set number. Like I'm sure there's a number like, 50 years might be a little weird, but like I'm also somebody who's like, you want to bang someone, bang them. I don't care.
No, not to bang. For like an established, long, monogamous relationship, what do you think is like...
For an age gap.
For the age gap.
That's too big of an age gap?
Yeah, like where do you think it goes? Like, oh, this might be tough for you guys.
I don't know. I don't think there's for me, there's not an answer. It depends on the person, where you're at in life.
Yeah, what's the biggest age gap you've ever had dating someone?
Oh,
Not hooking up, dating.
I mean, it was an older woman. I dated B, who was 17 years older than I was when I first came to LA.
And why'd you break up?
A little complicated.
Oh, okay.
Listen, we broke up because it wasn't working, and maybe someone else showed up, and like there wasn't a cheating thing, but there was.
Show up?
No.
I was like, I didn't know this. Okay.
This was years and years ago.
Oh,
but
okay.
My best friend's sister showed up from New York, and maybe she was like, "You guys make such a great couple." I'm kidding. I'm not blaming it on Anthea at all.
Yeah.
But like, I wish I could. I'm kidding. No, it just listen. B and I were together
cheated?
for 5 years. I didn't cheat.
Oh, you didn't?
No. Listen, that like we didn't physically cheat. There was a couple emails.
Got it.
Yeah. So emotionally, yes.
Sure.
But nothing like, not to pat myself on the back,
But I will.
There was a kiss and I was like, that. And I got really pissed and was like, this is not happening until because I'm a weirdo like that.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Listen, I cheated on a girl in high school. I'm not perfect, but that's where I learned like, that is just as horrible. It happened to me and I did it to someone else. I think the feeling's the exact same either way.
I would imagine it would be worse if you cheated on someone because I would think the guilt would be so awful.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's equal. I don't know. It's because it depends. It depends.
Yeah, totally.
I guess it depends on like the level, but all things being equal, maybe. I don't know. They both suck. I wouldn't advise it.
I'm good. I don't
unless
want
you
to
just
be on
don't give a
either
shit.
side.
Like if you don't have a conscience or things don't really bother you, that's fine too. Maybe get that checked out. But like, then cool, cheat away. But if you feel bad about anything, horrible idea. The banging is not worth it. It's not going to be like you think it's going to be. It's not going to last 5 hours. It's not going to be all weekend. It's going to be done in a couple minutes, and then you're going to be like, oh, Jesus Christ, I just ruined my life. Anyways, so B and I, we grew apart. I literally remember we used to watch the Today Show, and Al Roker used to do, or not Al Roker, who was the other? Like Al Roker used to throw to like a weather guy, but he did the Smuckers like 100-year-old birthdays and 50-year wedding anniversaries. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
That we would watch that, and then one day there was a 50-year wedding anniversary, and I was like, man, I just didn't even. I'm like, dude, I can't. That's the coolest. That's my dream in life to have a 50-year wedding anniversary. And I remember I could feel her being like, okay, well, I'm maybe 117.
So age did,
I think,
creep in there.
I think eventually, probably, it did.
So maybe 17 years is too much. For the average, I'm not saying you can't. Howard Stern and his wife have 17 years. They're happily married. It's going great. I'm saying for the general population, what do you think is the biggest swing?
I mean, it like if you're in your 20s and there's a 20-year difference, then it's different. But if you're in your 40s and there's a 20-year difference, and I don't think that.
This is what I'm saying though. Like if you are going to choose if I'm marrying someone and they're 20 years older than me, I might be 20 now and you're 40, but at some point I'll be 40 and you'll be 60. I'll be 60 and you'll be 80. So like, what is the swing thinking that you are doing a lifelong relationship? What do you think it is?
I can't like,
there's not an answer.
That doesn't, that's irrelevant because like, if like, I understand like once, I'm 20, you're 40, I'm 40, you're 60. I understand that, and shit is going to get heavy later on. But like, if you're in your 20s and like it happens and you make it to that increment of 60 and 80, like that's 40 years together, like that's like, that's a life lived. I don't know. Like if I would ever say like, oh, I wouldn't do that, knowing that I was going to have 40 years with someone, but then have to be taking care of them while I'm still kind of in my prime, you know, like I don't know, like if I would ever say like, it's not worth it. But ask me when I'm 60 and the guy's 80 and I'm wheeling him around, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, also how rich are we?
Oh yeah. How much help do we have?
How much money is this
you're a normal
motherfucker
person,
got?
like normal wealth, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I think to get selfish about it too, like what would pop into my head is like, I would like, it would be nice to go old together and have someone take care of both of us as opposed to like spend the last 5-10 years and doing that. Right. And then what happens when the 83-year-old, which is a decent life, drops dead and I'm 63? Like I'm still riding mountain bikes and going, like 63 is not that old.
No, it's not old.
So now what? Now I've like, we were supposed to have 20 more years to get, you know what I mean?
This
like,
is why
so
I
that's,
bring it up, because I don't think, listen, I think there, like I said, there are exceptions to every rule. I just don't think for the most part, when you get into these bigger age gaps, it's setting yourself up for heartbreak.
But how old is Schwartz? 40 something?
It's a 16-year age gap, which is pretty big. Like to me, I think once you cross that 15-year mark, I think that's pretty significant of the age difference. And I've had I dated someone 26 years older than me. And he was rad and cool and rich as all get out. Like this was, if you're doing it with someone, this is the dude to do it with. And I couldn't even do it then because I was just like, it's not, I want to grow old with someone. Yeah. I don't want to have just a few years that like we're kind of on the same page, but you're not, because 30 and 56 are still not the same. They just aren't. And so I just worry with this age gap that eventually it's not going to be a problem today. It's not going to be a problem in 2 years, but eventually it will be an issue for them.
I'm sure that there's going to, like, if they last that long, then I'm sure that there will be some hiccups and some shit that's not going to be so attractive at a certain point. But I don't know, when you're in love, you're in love. Like I don't think that I would ever say like, I love this person so much, we're having the best time and like he's everything and all the things. And then like, but God, 30 years from now is going to be a problem, you know? Like I don't think I would ever think that, like, what?
You didn't do it with me.
You're not, I mean, listen, you're an old guy, but like you're not that much older than me. How much older than me? 6 years?
All the time. I think so.
But I don't even mean like 30
Yeah.
years from now. I feel like you can feel an age difference. Like
with Schwartz? I don't know.
I don't know.
And I'm not hating. I love Schwartz. I'm just saying like Schwartz is a young pup, you know?
Yes, I'm just telling you what my spidey sense is saying. Like, I think that for every reason you're saying, they're incredibly well suited for one another. I don't know if they're at the same kind of on the same like rhythm of life. Like, I think for a minute they will be, but I just think in like 2 years or whatever, it just might not. She says, I want to have a kid by 30.
Yeah.
I don't know if your career's still popping off. She seems to be really successful at what she does. Like, you might not want to stop everything to have a baby at 30. And he will be, at that point, he'll be in his mid to late 40s. And he really says he wants to have a kid. So he might not want to wait. And that's around the corner. That's, you know what I mean? Like, time just goes so quickly that I'm just saying,
there's something about Schwartz. I'm not worried about him in that way. There, like, I get it with mass majority of other dudes, but there's something about him where I think that he needs a young woman. I honestly think he would have more problems with someone his own age.
No, but don't you think that like if she turns around in 2 years, or she's probably 28 right now, right? Because she was 27. It was probably filmed 800 years ago, because that's how TV works currently.
Yeah.
I think in 2 years, if she turns around and she's like, actually, I don't want to have a kid, I think that might be an issue for him, because he wants to have a child soon. So I think that it's not that, oh, he doesn't need someone who's got this young spirit about them and all that stuff. Like, time-wise, it might not link up, because she is so much younger than him and she does have more time.
She, to me, and listen, we met this girl for literally 2 minutes, probably. Like, we've seen her talk into a microphone for 2 minutes. The way that she is, the vibe I'm getting from her is that she is like a person that's like a timelined person, that like if she says like, I want to have kids by the time I'm 30, I think that she wants to have kids by the time. Now, anything can happen, obviously. Like that's a risk, that's a toss up for anyone. Like we went through that year after year after year after year thinking like, oh yeah, next year. And then like 10 years goes by, like that totally happens. But she gives off the vibe of that like a Lindsay Hubbard type who is like, has it kind of just like, this is what's happening. And I'm flying here this day and I'm back this day. And I'm doing like, just, it seems like if anyone is like, she might be in that category.
Totally.
We don't know her from the wall. So I could be so off about her, but the vibe I'm getting is that she kind of says what she means or wants to mean it. I don't know. But
yeah, and from what we've seen of her, she seems super fun, like a really good match for him. My if I had to guess right now, my guess is they will run into problems down the line because of the age gap. And I don't mean down the line 20 years. I mean sooner rather than later.
I don't know. They're going to run into problems because Tom Schwartz is Tom Schwartz. And I would take Tom Schwartz as he is. Like I would be so happy, but I can't speak for every woman in America. You know, what do you think?
I was not a fan. She did, like from the jump, I was just like, no thanks, no. Like the glasses, the flying, the like it just rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Instantly.
I felt those things too as a person. Yeah. I'm talking about in the but you can speak on whatever you want, but I was just specifically meaning in this pairing.
Yeah. So as they got to the bar, I was like, okay, I'm a little less offended by her. But I honestly think to what Courtney's saying, what's going to happen a year from now is that she's going to be like, you are the most immature person I've ever met in my life. And I'm over here growing. I'm doing shit. I'm ready to have kids. I got a modeling agency now. Like I'm doing shit. What the f are you doing, man? I think that's what'll happen. It won't be Tom being like, I'm too old for this young woman. I need to get my shit together. It'll be her being like, dude, you're a complete idiot. I love it. It's fun, but like, it's time to go now. And I love Tom Schwartz. I do. This was what I think. It will be her saying it.
I was watching, like, sometimes I'll put the show on for The View and on our TV, and then it'll just like obviously go on to another episode. And it called back one from like a year ago. And I don't know if you remember this, but Tom Schwartz was your hall pass.
Oh, I remember
that.
Because Courtney says like, yeah, it's your hall pass. And I'm like, who's this hall pass? And then we were talking about Tom Schwartz. And I'm like, I forgot about that.
No, Tom from his, like.
Totally. He's America's hall pass.
Yeah, from his older modeling days, like, dude, you can be.
That's what it was. You had seen a book and you were like, oh my God.
Edge of the Kinsey scale. Yeah. And that modeling picture pops up and you'll be like, I guess it is a scale. My bad.
So our next scene up is when Nia, Lacey, and Kristen go shopping for the boys, like pageant costumes when they whatever. I will say I might be turning a page with Lacey. She was I don't know, something's happening where like I'm still not sure, but I'm getting more into this chick, which is great.
Yeah.
She said something that was super interesting. She was just like, I don't know if I want to go on the trip because and I forget who it was like, oh, is it because Michelle's going? And she was like, no, it's Janet and Jason. I feel like all of the issues that I've had with Michelle are derived from the antics that came out of Janet and Jason. And I thought that was that's when I started to turn a little bit on her. I was like, that's a really thoughtful, astute observation, I think. And it is kind of like, I'm sure Michelle has got her own mishigas going on, but I do think that Janet does want issues. She's like excavating for drama.
That being said, though, what are we missing something? Did we miss a part where Janet was saying anything about
last
Jesse?
Season, she was looking up so much shit about Lacey.
But about like in regard, what she said was like, I actually don't have a problem with Michelle, most of my problems with Michelle are because of Janet, like you said. But that's a personal thing. If you're looking me up to get dirt on me to talk shit, like I'm mad at you for that, not you, but her. She's making this like a thing with, oh, she came between me and Michelle, or like, so like what was the beef
because
with
I
her
think
and
Michelle
Michelle?
and Janet were close, and I think Janet was feeding Michelle this information, like, look what I found on her. Like she went looking for a problem.
Got it.
And then she gave that information to Michelle.
This is how Janet offers her services to people, which we talked about ad nauseum already, about how did these people all become friends? What is her usefulness to them? And it's like, you do find ways to make yourself.
She's a researcher.
She's a researcher, and she's just like an ass kisser for people that, have money, are on TV shows, have connections in the biz. Yeah. I love that how she said it. She was like, she should be using her time more efficiently.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, because like Janet, like I would never do that because it's just gross. But more so than that, for me, it will always come back to ego. It just does. And it's like, if anyone ever found out that I was doing that, I would feel like such a desperate, pathetic loser.
Yeah.
That like, I was like spending my time like on my like Google, like just trying to like wormhole down things and see if I could find anyone that knew. It sounded like she said that she was calling people.
Yeah,
Can you imagine calling someone and being like, do you know and because Janet has
very Tamara Barney.
It's very unattractive. Yeah.
Like Tamara does stuff like that on Orange County. This chick on Orange County.
And I hate Tamara, but Janet,
are you being serious right now?
are no Tamara.
Oh wait, we covered Orange County. I couldn't remember if it was Shane.
Tamara and I are like this, and her boyfriend with his red laces.
When you see this, though, you realize like, oh, but Tamara at least is a person of the world who, like, Janet is no Tamara. Like she, like it's
Tamara's made something up for
it's
herself.
Shitty that you're the person that makes me realize that Tamara has got some quality to her that you just don't have, Janet.
That's why I always say the reason Tamara wants Vicky back on the show so much is because the only way to make Tamara look good is putting her next to Vicky.
That's so true.
Our next scene up is basically just watching everyone pack, and then we get to Luke and Kristen's, who are also packing. And Kristen just says, like, I'm so glad that we didn't go to Tom Tom's because she is very irritated with Zack right now. And this is classic Kristen. This is where Kristen loses me a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know how we were saying with Lindsay on Summer House, we love her now so much.
Yeah.
Don't regress into full activated Lindsay Hubbard.
Yeah.
Like, let's go more into like the Mother Hubbard type character. It's like Kristen, I feel like Kristen and Lindsay are very similar. They're, to me, cut from the same cloth character-wise. Just like hot-headed, get that activated shit going. You know what I mean? They pop off about stuff that you're like, okay. And a lot of the times Kristen can be right about something, just like Lindsay can be right about something, but their delivery and their method on disseminating this information out into the world is so piss poor.
Yeah.
But at any rate, she starts talking about the conversation that she had with Zack. They had a phone call and she's like, you know, he's saying how much he hates her and he will never be friends with her again. And basically she's dead to me. And then you're having this brunch with her and you're acting nice to her. It's like, yeah, Kristen, he's trying to be an adult. He's trying to be cordial. Zack is, you could say maybe 100 things about Zack and they'd all be true. You cannot say he's stupid. Like Zack gets it. I don't think he would fall prey to Janet that easily. Do you?
No, I was going to say something else, but then I was about to say it occurred to me that it wouldn't make any sense, but I'll say it anyways because it's my jam around here. I was going to be like, if she's mad at Zack, she should be mad at Nia, but Nia's never like Zack's saying like, oh, F this chick. I don't like, she's being a dick and then going and being nice. Nia's like, I'm fine with not being nice or just being nothing. You know, I guess Nia's never said like, oh, Nia's not talking a ton of shit and then going and being nice to Janet. She's saying, yes, I don't really like this woman and I'm not going to deal with her, and then doesn't deal with her.
Yeah, and I don't think, and obviously we'll get there because there's the whole scene on the train, but like just if we're looking at how he is at this brunch, I don't think he's going out of his way to be like, oh, yes, girl, and you look amazing and I love your hair like that. He's just, he's working with someone and he's trying to make it as just, I think, pleasant as possible. And also it's like the door's not locked, but it's still closed. And it's like, show me change and maybe we'll crack it open. Like, I don't think he's just kicked the door open being like, come in, let's have a glass of champagne and kiki.
So at that brunch, this is where Kristen is right. Janet is saying, you know, oh, we're best friends because we're best friends. Like, hey, bestie. And Zack is like, I don't know. I guess I'm her best friend. She is definitely not my best friend. Like, this is going a mile a minute. Like, she needs to like simmer, like settle down and simmer. And then Janet is like, Zack seems to me to be the kind of guy that can just like take a like funny joke like that. Like, obviously I'm joking, but the thing is that she's not joking.
No, she's not.
She's pushing and seeing how far she can take this joke, and she has no dignity. So like, she doesn't care if it blows up in her face or like she doesn't get what she wants. She's going to keep pushing and trying to corner him into like that kind of relationship and just kind of hope that she charms him into it. But Janet, you're not charming. I'm sorry. You're like the polar opposite of charming.
What is that? Not a synonym, but an antonym?
Yeah. But what is that? What is the opposite of charming? Not charming.
Janet. Yeah.
Yeah, Janet.
Yeah. So
devilish, pernicious, harmful.
Yeah. The less attractive side of this is that to watch this is to see that it's kind of a competition for her. Like, she's being competitive about it. She wants Zack to just do what we all said we wanted to do, you know? And for you know, I've said this 10 times already. I think that they have kind of made a little pact about like, let's just get her out. Like, if we just do not film with her, we don't talk to her, we don't invite her to things, or when we do, we still tell her like, we're just kind of give her the stone cold, you know, then she will just find herself in a place where she doesn't have anything to offer, and they will at the minimum make her friend of, you know? So I feel like they all decided that they wanted to do this probably for all different reasons. I think that Nia and Danny have the biggest reason to do it because I think that they have things to lose with a Janet around. She's just too much of like a liability.
For sure.
Yeah. So I think that I wonder if Zack said, oh, I'm totally in on this. Oh, we're icing her out for sure. And then I wonder if he gets in front of her and is like, oh, you know, whatever. I'm just going to kind of keep the peace. And like, because Zack's like a man about town, you know?
He's
like,
a man of the people.
Yeah. Like, he's just like not like, I think it would be boring to him to like have to like, it would be too much effort for him to like make a big stink about something when it's just like, I'm just here to have a drink. I ordered a third bloody. Like, where's my, like, that's more of what he's interested in finding out is where is his drink. So I think that Kristen knows that about him a little bit, that he can get distracted, you know, and just be like, oh, but I'm having a nice time. So I'm just going to like go with the nice time, where Kristen is like, we're not having a nice time. You're not having a nice time. Do not tell me that you are. I know you're not. And he's like, okay, I'm not having a nice time, you know? So they're both right. I can see it in Kristen that she wants to control the situation, but she's not wrong. You give her an inch, she will take a mile. Yep. And like, that's going to happen. So it's, you know, I wish that she had a more strategical way of going about it. Cause I would just be if I found out that like they were going to go be hanging out somewhere, I would make sure that I was somewhere else with Nia and having the best time ever and taking a lot of photos and posting them all on my stories to be like, oh, you have fun with your little friend Janet while we were over here doing like amazing things, you know? That's because I'm crazy.
Wait, hold on. Don't move and remember what you were talking about.
I said what I said. Why did you have it that close the whole time? I didn't even say anything because I know that you hate when I tell you what to do with the camera and you don't listen to me anyways. But why did you have it so close?
Well, it wasn't, I mean, whatever. You'll never understand the answer to that question. It's not about because being close or not. And it's not, it's you guys move. Like Courtney just sat up a little. You're sitting on your foot now.
I'm not sitting on anything.
You up a little bit. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
But even if I shrink down, it's like that. I should be able to. I'm a free woman. I should be able to sit up.
And like when you pull out a little bit, it just gives you flexibility.
Let's pull out.
No, but like I don't understand why it always has to get to this where it's like, well, just zoom all the way out. You can go across the street for all I care.
Let me put the camera in New Jersey. We love you, Mike. We do.
I know.
Okay. So we see, and I get what you're saying also. I think there is a part of Zack, because he is Zack for mayor, right? Like he is a bit of the connector of the group. And even when he wasn't as like amazing as we've always loved Zack, but like in his first season, he was a little bit more of a hot mess and just kind of like doing a lot, doing the most all over the place. He still did have that thing in him that wants everyone to like get along, or you're not talking to this person, let's figure this out. He definitely wants to create a community with his Valley folk, right? So I think that that's something that he's still just, he's not saying, oh my God, Janet apologized, water under the bridge, let's move forward and be besties. But I do think Zack is much more able to leave a little bit of space to say, okay, I'll believe it when I see it. Like that you're going to be a different, better person. I'm not thinking that you're this person, but I'm open to be swayed at this point, in the sense that like, if your actions show me that you're not a shithead anymore, I would give you a second chance. I think Kristen is like, you dead to me, you more dead than your dead mother, die in a house fire.
Totally agreed. I think that probably Zack mouths off a lot when Janet's not around and he's talking to the girls. I can see him just being like saying all of that. So then Kristen goes, you were literally calling her a 10-headed monster twat face. Like, I think that's verbatim. Well,
like, I have a screenshot.
Yeah. Because I think that Zack is, Zack can be all the things, but like at the core, he's a sassiest gay, just like the next sassy gay. Like that's why we love them. Like that's their thing. That's like, so I think that she's thinking like, when she says later, say what you mean and mean what you say, like it's Zack's like, that was just gay speak, like that's just how I talk.
I'm just speaking the language of my people. Yeah, then clearly you're not understanding.
Exactly. So
when we get to the Burbank train station to head down to San Diego, also known as a whale's translated to a whale's vagina. This is where we start clocking the weird tension. It's not even bickering between Danny and Nia. It's like a weird, I don't know, is this how churchy people like go after each other? Like, I can't figure out what's going on. I must have rewound the part where she was like, oh, can you take her? And he's like, then I'm going to go get coffee. I must have rewound that 3 times because I was like, what's the problem? Like, I didn't understand, but I heard Mike's voice in my head and I was like, well, they're showing this to us for a reason.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't making sense.
Yeah.
And then obviously we see as the episode unfolds, this is the first of many weird, tense moments that they have.
This is something happened, clearly, but like Danny, that he was pissed. He was in a shit mood. He was pissed. He was angry at her.
He was annoyed with her.
He was annoyed with her. He was kind of just like disgusted. Like there was so many gross feelings that were coming out of that face when he was said, and I'm like, dude, it made me go like, oh, are you a secret like
monster?
No, like listen, and I'm not trying to shit on churches, but there are a couple churches that take the Bible a little too literal, and they're like, the man is everything, and the man is in charge, and the wife is there to breed and have kids, like
breed.
But like a couple of them are that, and that's
totally
cool if that's your jam, if you both agree. And listen, I would not be surprised if they both agree to that setup. Like it seems a very traditional setup. But he seems like that's what it was giving to me was, oh, did she say no, Danny? Did she tell you no, big guy, and you're freaking losing it right now? Like, and because she also seemed very like submissive-y and like in a weird way and like we've never seen her like this. Remember all the other times where she just shuts that shit down instantly. Remember in the van when they were going to Santa Barbara and they were on the phone and he was like, me, and she was like, you will not and he was like, okay. That's me. That's Nia. Nia's a mom of 4. You don't with a mom of 4. Like you keep your damn mouth shut and listen to what she's saying. And
that's
like,
right.
You're gonna get grounded if you don't.
Dad, she's mom's grounding you.
Yeah, it did. She had none of that. She seemed very. I don't know. It's just weird. It was two totally different sides of each of them.
Well, remember, I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before. I think it might have been 2 episodes ago where Danny goes over to Kristen and Luke's, and Luke was saying like, ew, it's pretty tough over here. Don't know what I'm going to do. And we're not having sex and we're not communicating well or whatever. And Danny made a comment that I was like, oh, you're saying it without saying it, that shit's pretty uncomfortable at your house also.
Something's going on over there.
Because he said, he was like, just so you know, like this, you're in good company. And he didn't out and out say it, but he said it enough that I clocked it. And I was like, you're telling him that you understand without saying, because this is actively going on at my house, but I know it's actively going on in your house also. And I wonder if he's kind of in a similar space that Luke's in, but because he has 4 kids, it's different because he's experienced it 3 times prior.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because something is deeply off here.
So when I know that conversation you were talking about, and I could not pull it up verbatim, but like I took it as it had happened in the past. Like I didn't take it as like it was currently happening at home. I took it as he was like, well, that's the gig. Like that's how this is going to go. That's totally like, I've been there, done that, you know, whatever. I didn't hear him say it as if it was like a current thing, but I don't know because I watch these things and then it's out the door. But I feel like this issue, like I'm going to jump ahead to just one line, but it's not jumping ahead. He says later, he calls Nia performative later. And so I don't, like, that's just a very specific word. Like, I don't think I've ever said either of you, some of the longest relationships I've had, like, I don't think I've ever called either of you performative.
I would be so hurt if you said that to me.
Yeah. Now, if we're on a TV show, it might be more so like, oh, she's really kicking it up today.
Like in our relationship, in normal life.
Yeah.
I thought that would be I feel like that would be a real dig.
Yeah. So I don't know what he's referring to. Unless like the thing that I got that was weird is that they did bring a nanny, even on the train. They brought someone. So why she's asking him to do all these things, like I still think it's very unattractive, as any woman I'm sure does, when like you have to ask the father of your child to do something and they act like they're doing you a favor, or like they just give guff about it when like Nia just spends all day doing this. But like, why did they bring the nanny if he's still going to have to put her down, if he's still going to have to take her during why is there this extra person there sitting in a seat? Honestly, I've been a nanny before. When the parents start doing shit that like I'm there to do, it makes me nervous. It makes me like, what should I insist on taking the baby right now?
Was I not doing it right?
Yeah. Are they kind of irritated? Like, do they just want, should I go sit somewhere? Like I was also very young, so I'm in my head, you're in your 20s, you're in your head, but like, I don't know. So I'm wondering if that's why he called her performative. It's like, is our story supposed to be that we have kids and you do everything and I do nothing? Because I don't want, like, I'm like, Danny's no dummy when it comes to how you come off on screen.
Totally.
Like he would be much more tuned into that. So it's like, all he knows is there's a camera here catching her asking me to do things that like, we brought her. Why? I don't understand. Like, and then that would get annoying, So I feel like we're missing a chunk of context of why, because I've never seen him treat her this way before.
No, same. And that's why, so a few things. One, when you say you thought when Danny said that in the conversation with him and Luke that it had happened before, I get what you're saying. I didn't think I thought he was trying to make it sound like, oh, I've gone through this. But as he was saying it, I was clocking it being like, oh, you don't want to out you and your wife right now.
Yeah.
So you're saying, oh yeah, because we're on kid number 4. This is totally normal, but it's top of mind because it's actually also currently happening. So it was almost like a little white lie. Not white lie is like, if you're talking about like, oh, I'm in debt, right?
Yeah.
And like you're saying like, oh my God, I'm so stressed because I have all these bills, whatever. And the person sitting across from you is like, oh God, I've been there. And it's like, right, but you're also currently there. You're just not telling me that.
Right.
That's how it came across to me. Like you're also in the same shoes, but you're just trying to not about it, ready to shout it because you're not trying to out your wife.
That would make perfect sense for them because they are a couple that seems to have a little pep talk before they go into any day, much less a show day, you know?
Very image conscious couple.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sure. Yeah. But also they have had multiple kids. And I feel like during that time, we were also bopping to like Nia's kind of like, and all these episodes are kind of like mushed together at this point. Whatever's in the past is in the past. It may as well just be 1 through 5 is one single episode to me. But like Nia has talked about how each kid was like a totally different experience and how like, on like one of them, it was just like, nothing, this is great, no problem. Like back to sex, like immediately. I think she ended up getting pregnant like immediately again because of that. Yeah. And then some kids is just like, oh my God, everything is like, I don't feel right at all. This is taking way longer. So I don't know if I don't know. I could just put that aside though and just look at what's happening today. And I'm very confused as to like what we're missing, what they're not showing us.
Yes. So I was super confused. Also, I was like, okay, like, cause I'm with you. One of my biggest pet peeves is if someone's like, oh, Dad, you're babysitting the kids. I'm like, it's not babysitting if it's your kids. Do you say, oh, Mom, are you babysitting the kids? Like, it's so annoying. And so I just think like, he had a little bit of that edge to him.
That attitude was gross, regardless of what's going on.
That's right.
Gross. Yeah.
And so that's why I'm so conflicted as to what's going on.
Yeah.
And obviously it gets more heated as the episode goes on. But just from jump, I was like, I'm getting the weird dad's babysitting the kids vibe, but also you do have a sitter here, so this doesn't make sense.
His question of like, why did we bring the sitter? Like that had to be expensive. 3, 2, 3. I don't know how long they're going down there, but like a human paying
full
a human
days,
for
like
3
she
days
probably
overnights?
comes for 4 hours a day normally, and now she's going to be here for 2 full nights and travel day and
probably
per diem
$1,000 weekend at least.
I don't know if it has something to do because I used to work in estate management, and so like I would hire a lot of staff. And with baby nurses, and at that age, usually it is a baby nurse, but let's just say it's a nanny, you still have labor laws. So like this person, if she's going to be on the clock all night, you can't work people 24 hours.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Nia was sitting...
Nobody told my show that.
Let me get in there. I'll do some good work for you, Mike. I'll do some good negotiations. I don't know if Nia's thinking like, I don't want to start the clock with her right now because then, like, you know how women have 8,000 details in their head and usually men aren't thinking that way?
Yeah.
And so, like, remember that one time we were in Palm Springs and Shane really wanted me to make him yellow rice? And I was like, great, just go to the store and just buy white rice. And he was like, I couldn't find white rice, but here's this seasoned Mexican rice. I'm like, well, then I can't make it for you. He's like, why are you so picky? I'm like, I'm not picky. You literally can't make that with this. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
You wanted orange chicken and came home with apples.
That's 100.
What am I supposed to do with these?
That's exactly what happened. Okay, Mike was there. So at any rate, I wonder if Nia's having this thing of just like, I can't do that because then it triggers this and you should know that. Like, I just don't know. I have no idea. I'm just throwing things out there.
No, I don't know. I wonder if it's like, you know, if you're sold a bill of goods and then you come to find out that that is actually not what you were sold, like that's annoying. So like if he had to do any of the arranging for that, if he called and said, okay, here's what we're going to do, because Nia tells him, make sure you book the nanny, make sure that you call and whatever. Like that's annoying, I think, for most dudes in general.
I felt the feel, like I know what he was feeling. I don't know why he was feeling it, but I'm a dude. I've definitely been in that like everybody mode because of something stupid, right? Like whatever.
Because I know I've done that to you before. Like I've like not that like obviously it's not for a nanny, but like I'm sure I've been like, because I forget everything, and so I'll be like, oh, you should do this, and then he'll work on something, and then I'll start freaking out about something, and he'll be like, I thought that's why we got this thing, and I'll be like, what thing? Like I'm sure it is the most frustrating life to live. I'm so sorry about that, but I feel like I trying to make up for it in other ways. I don't know.
You're pretty cute. So,
and so the only reason that I wonder about like, because everything you're saying that makes perfect sense about like, oh well, we have to start her at, you know, can't start till 4 if we wanted to work through the night or like whatever it is. But she says later that the baby's sleeping in our room, like baby's with us tonight. So it doesn't seem like the nanny is going to be doing anything later on. So like if that is the case, then that math doesn't add up. You know, when is this bitch supposed to work then? You know?
Well, no, it still can add up if it's like, okay, if we're starting the clock, like we're going to be gone for 8 hours and then I don't have to pay her overtime, and then like when we sleep, she'll sleep in our room. Like, whatever. The math can still math. What we're missing is the genesis of this argument and why they're so pissed. And listen, I don't have a kid, but I went to Matera, which is the third oldest city in the world or town or whatever. And people lived in caves. I stayed in one of them. It's really cool. If you want information, DM me. But what I was so shocked by is you're in a cave, and they were telling us on this tour that they would, there were like little hooks on the ceiling, and you would take your kid in their little bassinet thing, and you would put them on a rope, and you would pull them to the top of the ceiling because it was warmer up there. And so you wanted your baby to stay warm. And I'm thinking to myself, you have cow dung on the walls for insulation. You got a kid strapped to the ceiling, and you're having other kids, which means you're having sex in the middle of this cave of cow dung. So if they can have sex in this situation, Nia and Danny can certainly bone with a 3-month-old sleeping next to them on vacation. Like, that math doesn't math for me. Like, you can still have sex with the baby in the room.
Oh, no? No. I listen, I mean, okay. I feel like maybe I shouldn't speak on that because I don't have one, so I don't know how I would feel. But like, as a person, that if you just ask me that question, I'm just going to tell you my gut answer is like, yeah, party on. Like, I don't like, I don't remember anything ever, but like certainly not from those years, you know? Here's what I think might be happening. The missing context might actually just be what we've seen thus far. Nia's entire season right now has been, I have 4 kids hanging off of me all day, and my husband doesn't seem to understand, or he's just being that, but you know, he's just being like the warm up guy.
Don't touch a cowboy's white strips.
Yeah, like he's just being like the comedic element as opposed to really making me feel like I'm being heard. And because I've always thought that Danny did a really great job at being very communicative and very like listening to his wife. He very much I mean, if I'm taking him at his word, you know, men of faith hold the sanctity of marriage and the partnership and the roles in this in such a high regard, in such a like it. I've listened to a lot about this lately. Like they see their marriage as I am treating my wife as I would treat God. Like this is earning me heaven points to show my wife, like to treat her in a way that is like heavenly and godly and whatever. So there's this whole other thing. And I don't even know how deep they are into that. I don't know, but it's just a thing that is something, because I've noticed that he is really good about so many things. And the fact that they go to therapy, they have consistently throughout their entire marriage always gone. And I remember when you told me, like when you and Shane would go, you would say, we are so much more connected. The second we leave there, we're like holding hands. Like, it's just like, we feel so much more like, whatever happened in the past couple weeks.
I think it's so healthy.
Yeah. So this whole thing is weird to me because it's not the behavior I've seen in the past. Of course, I've seen them get like irritated with each other, you know, just as anybody would. But the thing about this season is that Nia's entire thing has been, I am the mother with 4 kids hanging off of me, and this guy doesn't seem to really get it right now. I wonder if he's clocking that, because as we all just agreed on, like he's an actor, so he's in front. He's highly aware of like what is being filmed. He might be thinking like, we sure should have filmed a lot of scenes about you are so woe is me, and I'm just not really hitting the marks, you know. And so he might be thinking like, I'm kind of tired of this, and I don't want to be it. Like, this is episode 6 now. This is the 6th week into the summer, and I'm maybe he wants to change that up. And so then on top of that, to be told that we're bringing the nanny, and then to be told I have to do all these things, like are you setting me up right now? Is this your storyline, Nia? Is that the performative comment that when he says like you're being performative, like
the valid thought process?
I mean, that's just a
but
stab.
Also, if he was thinking about that, wouldn't he be like, "Oh, you motherfuckers! Yeah, give me that kid. I'll get my own
right.
spot.
Yeah, that's
oh,
true.
No, I got the baby. Don't even worry about it. You know what? I don't need the nanny this weekend. I got it. You enjoy yourself. You know, or what? Like, because and maybe I'm a dick, but like I would be totally that guy of like, oh, you want to around? Okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna make milk out of my packs.
Give me my man's ear again.
Yeah, hold my beer. Hold
my bottle.
Hold my Sprite. You know what I mean? If I thought that was a thing and that you were pulling a fast one on me.
Yeah.
Listen, this probably isn't healthy and we should go to hell, but I'd double fast one on your back.
No. I because that's the Scorpio in you. That's the gig.
Yeah.
So,
but she said something last episode, and they put it in last week on the Valley when she goes, "I am feeling like I am at my absolute like frayed edge."
Yeah.
She is at the end of her rapidly fraying rope.
Yeah.
And I think that it's everything that you're saying, where it's at least in the beginning part of what you were talking about, where she's just like, I've had kids hanging off of me for 4 years. And she says this in her confessionals all the time. She said, I wanted this. Like, I'm so happy. My kids are my life.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for it. I still am tired. Like I'm a milk machine. My body is not my own on any level. Like the way it looks, it belongs. She even said, she goes, right now my body is for my child to like keep her alive. And I just think she's had that consecutively for 4 years. And with twins, I think twins is a whole nother ball of wax. And
nobody expects twins. That's the up part about twins is like, no, we're like, oh, we're pregnant. Oh yeah, so we're going to have a kid. And then the day that the doctor's like, yeah, no, it's 2, it's 3. You're just like, you spent so much time thinking about kid and like, and now you're like, wait, what? I got two of these assholes now?
I think I've told this story on this show, but one of my best friends, his parents had a boy and a girl, very happy, living their life. And the mom, like a few years later, I think the kids were probably like, I don't know, like 8 and 9 or something like that, older, where they could kind of do their own thing. The mom's like, I'm desperate to have one more kid. Can we please have one more kid, honey? And the dad finally is like, great, let's have one more kid. And this is in the 80s before in vitro. And they go for the first ultrasound and they're like, okay, there's the heart. Oh, there's the heartbeat and there's, and the mom and dad are like, oh, what? And they're like, there's 3 heartbeats.
Oh.
And they had triplets naturally and doubled their family.
Yeah,
they went from a family of, almost doubled, a family of 4 to a family of 7 in one night of passion. Passion.
At that point, aren't you like, anybody in the neighborhood need a kid or 2?
Right. Like I baked so many sourdough loaves this weekend. I was calling my neighbors. I'm like, hey, you want one? Yeah. That's what Mike would do with your kid, Nat.
Only 2 of them.
How crazy is that?
I keep one of them.
I mean, our government is just not equipped for this. Like honestly, like how do you even, if you got a plan for a kid, which like most people don't, and then they just figure it out. So if best case you have planned for one whole kid, and like, this is what it's going to cost for a whole ass kid for the next 18 years. I feel like you need some government assistance from that, like regardless of like how much money you make. Like, I just feel like someone's got to kick down something just so you don't kill yourself.
And
like,
also
down with that. The odds are not that high. Like it's doable.
Yeah, it should
manageable.
be like, it's a small department.
Yeah, it's the 20 max.
Yeah, totally. You know how, honestly, like, I feel like, couldn't we equal it out? Like the amount of people that would have multiples are probably the same amount of billionaires we have. So maybe there could just be like a multiples billionaire tax to help these poor people.
On the billionaires.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry, guys. I just think about
this. Because Mike aspires to be a billionaire one day, and he would like it if none of this was held against him.
Seriously, man. You're trying to tax me before I even got my billions.
I think it's so crazy if you just think about like when you have a child, one singular newborn, right? You're supposed to feed them every 2 hours? Well, you have 2 that you're feeding every 2 hours, but like they might get off schedule. And by the way, one of my friends had twins and she's like, it's just always one kid is on each boob.
Yeah.
Can you double fist it?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah. She literally would have like 1 and 1 and
at the same time, double fist. I'm talking like double 6, 7. You know what I'm saying?
I'll go back and ask her. Right. I think that did happen where she had 1 and 1. And but if there's a third, unless there's something happens with the triplet that I'm not aware of, like a third, you're Chandler and you get a third nipple. Like, where does the third one go? So now this kid's crying because they're hungry. And like, my head is I'm melting down just thinking about having triplets.
No, that's Darwinism, man. That's survival of the fittest. Those little babies better start fighting.
Anyway, point being is I think she's at that point where she's breaking. They had or have been having like spats. I'm at odds with you. You're at odds with me. He just wants to get laid. She just wants a nap. She just wants some help. He thinks he's helping, but it's probably not in the way that she wants him to help or in a way that's helpful. Maybe that's the precursor to all of this.
It does like, listen, because the second Lala yells at Danny, I don't know what it's going to be about, but she's going to yell at him next week. And I'm so pro Lala that if she's yelling at someone, I'm probably going to be like, yeah.
Yep. Same.
Yeah.
I think I know what it's about.
What?
This is me just putting two and two together because he's being a dick to Nia, right? This whole episode. The next episode, the scenes from the next, he's got that wig and he's snapping at her about like cut it or like he wants it cut or something. But he's telling her like he's giving her orders. Let's keep it real.
It
He's
seemed like he was
her
joking
orders.
Though.
It did not seem
that way to me.
Yeah,
Oh,
it seemed
okay.
like he was being very serious and being
Just do it.
still very frustrated. Like
Yeah.
this mood has not changed and like. This is probably date like we've slept and woken up now and like you're still acting like this like you're about to have drag day like shut up dude, stop being a dick. But he was still being a dick and I think it got to the point where even Lala was like, bro, you need to chill out, you're being an asshole. I think that's what she ends up yelling at him because he's being mean to Nia. And it probably has been going on all weekend, and now that everyone else is clocking it at this point.
Well, because she says
total spec.
the way you're talking to her is making me uncomfortable. So,
I didn't even hear.
She says that.
Oh, okay.
So clear, so that's 100% what happened. But I think
damn, nailed that one.
I missed that part. So I just thought that they were like having their normal like back and forth, and that Lala was like, "What'd you say to her?" You know. So I just thought it could have been Lala like taking something because like that's their relationship and also maybe it shouldn't be like Nia's clearly like over it, you know. So that's what I kind of thought it was could be as harmless as that. But I will follow Lala into anything. So
Can I just do a brief? Miss Grouchy Girl calls Lala blah blah. And I literally think it's I don't even hate Lala, but I think it's the funniest thing ever.
Listen, it is, but I can't like it because I'm like, but she's anything but blah blah is the thing. Like you can call Lala a million things. You can be like like she can just rub you raw. Like if you're not into her, then like I get it. Like she is not for everyone. Let me tell you, I totally understand that. But blah blah is Amanda, you know, it's Janet. It's like, like it's just like that's just not like Lala's just not a bland blah person, you know. So that's why I'm like, I like it. But I also
want to use it for someone else.
Yeah, like it doesn't. But everything else Grouchy Girl says, I'm like, yes, I co-sign all of it. So like this one was just one of those where I'm like wondering if she just like, oh, I'm not really into her, and this goes. You know, this rhymes.
And thank you for destroying my compliment to Miss Grouchy Girl.
No, I didn't. Because I feel like Grouchy comments on a lot of things, and she's also goes over to our Patreon and comments like consistently. Like she is committed to us. I am here for all of it. So that's why it probably stayed with me that I'm like, oh God, what am I going to do now?
Yeah, I feel so conflicted.
Yeah, I'm so conflicted.
I always love this candidate. I just can't vote for this one proposition.
Yeah.
I feel like something else, and then we can move on from this, that would personally just really have me incensed is that kid's not on a bottle yet, Adelaide.
Yeah.
So imagine like you're on a vacation, and I get they're filming and all this stuff, but like imagine going on a vacation and knowing like you're so tired and like you're so happy to be away from your kids, even though you love your kids, and you wake up and you miss them. It's just like, oh my God, just peace for a minute. You're still waking up every however many hours to feed her from your body. And maybe that's why she doesn't want the kids sleeping with the nanny, because it's like, I don't want to go in the friggin' nanny's room to get the kid every 3 hours so I can breastfeed. Just like, let me roll over, get the kid, put her on the boob, and then put her down. And you can't even drink because she's breastfeeding so often that how do you pump and dump if you're on that quick of a turnaround?
Okay, but how much, and here's another thing. This is like why I should not be the one having this discussion, but like how much, like, could she have pumped enough for like at least a day?
Kid's not on, she won't take a bottle.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. She won't take the bottle, so she's got to be breastfed right now, or the kid's going to starve to death.
Oh my God. Okay. That flew over my head. I did not realize that. Then yeah, Danny, I don't care if the nanny's here or not.
That's what I
if
mean,
that's
like-
the deal, then like, that's the deal. Like,
And I think she's probably just so like, I get that, yes, a nanny's here. Like, let's try to give her the bottle and hope for the best. But if Nia's just like, no, because then this is what I'm talking about with like women having a million other details. Because if it goes wrong, Danny, then we've got this cranky, fussy kid that we're bringing home and she's going to rile all the other ones up. And I'm exhausted and I just want this weekend so I can, maybe I'm getting 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Like at a clip in between feeding her. Maybe I could get 3.5. And you don't know this because you've slimmed down and you're in the best shape of your life. And I feel like a whale just milking something all day long. And like your opinion doesn't matter to me right now.
Yeah. And she's still, even like if that were me, I would just be like shooting rage all day. Nia is still like,
That's
okay,
right.
baby, thank you so much. I love you, darling. Thank you. Okay. I just want to connect with my man. Like she's still so like treating him like a king.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that, baby. Like it's like, that would not
I
be
think
me.
at the theme park she got that way, but in the during the sandwich thing and when he came out to ask for a swaddle, like I think she's
I would've
getting
decked him.
equally annoyed because even
No,
that.
but she was still like, okay, thank you, baby. Like,
But
so
I think
that's
like
where she was
so
saying
that's
that.
the like I think they're both being a little performative, and I'm not even totally hating on it. But again, there's these couples that are like. Who are we talking about? I was just saying, like, I think someone's going to therapy and has all the books and is saying all the right things, but they don't believe, they're not doing what?
You said that about Craig.
Shocking.
He literally, it's a talent at this point that you can bring him into every
Yeah, no, it
You
really
and
is.
Johnny Smiles are like
Yeah, no.
all the comments
felt bad.
with Johnny's new like streak of comments is just all like has Craig in it somewhere.
Yes,
Like,
I know.
oh man, this stems back to Craig, right? Like
Johnny
think
had a
it's-
comment this episode that made me, I'll read later, that had me pissing myself.
yeah.
I think it's Cat Sky. It could be someone I can't remember, but like they were like, I love that you bring Craig up in every episode.
Yeah.
And last episode I didn't, and I was literally like, oh dang it, I forgot to shit on Craig. Fuck off, Craig. Anywho, so I sometimes feel like these two are that. These two are that where they're like, they've got, and I don't like, I think their therapy, and again, everyone's going to be like, stop shitting on church. I'm not.
You are.
I think their therapy is their pastor. Like, I don't know if they have a therapist as
therapy.
much as like, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
God bless your pastor.
Yeah,
He's not a therapist or she's not a therapist.
My dad and stepmom went to their pastor for therapy, and then my dad accused my mom of nailing him. She's like,
shit happens. But they're very much like, no, this is how you treat your husband. This is how you treat your wife. This is how you treat your partner. And so like, they're never going to fight. They're always going to be like, okay, sweetie. Yes, sweetie. Because even when they were kind of getting weird at the thing and she was like, no, this is my end. This is how I am. He was like, yes, I'm hearing you. I'm listening. Okay. Yes. I hear, I feel like it was weird. It was very by the book.
Yeah.
She's very by the book. He's very by the book.
By the book, you mean the Bible.
The book. So they just sometimes I get a little like I don't get anything. I don't feel any kind of that's fine. But like I do clock that for me. But when he came out and asked for the swaddle and was pissed that she was eating a sandwich, when she shut that door and walked, she was definitely like, okay, so thank you, sweetie, da, da, da. But she shut that door and turned around and did one of these like, oh my God. She didn't probably say that. But I was like, oh, I think there's a problem here. There's a
storm brewing.
Serious storm of brewing here. Like something's not good.
yeah, but these two are in it forever.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
How?
I don't know.
There's no way.
It seems different.
Maybe 20 years down the line, once all the kids are off to school, but like they're in it to win it for the next 20 years.
I do agree with that.
A couple of his looks and like just the way he was so angry and just so like, whoa, dude.
Oh, Danny, listen, I'm not saying Danny's in Mensa, but Danny's smart enough to know that he is never doing better than Nia.
Yeah.
And if he leaves her, that is his zenith moment right there with her.
Oh, yeah.
Bagging Nia.
And I imagine Danny's the guy, and listen, any guy would be like this, but I think Danny specifically likes to say, you know, my wife, Miss Universe, or like, what was she, Miss?
Some beauty queen,
Something,
Miss Arizona, Miss something.
Yeah, like I think that's like a he enjoys that. Yeah, I don't know if he would be excited to say, oh my wife, my ex-wife, Miss whatever, is now remarried to
totally
Mr. Arizona.
And for the record, I think any man who married Nia that's their zenith moment. Like I'm with you. I think she's as good as it gets as far as a woman is concerned.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we also have this other moment of Nia and Kristen just kind of like, are you seeing Zack over there? He's being so nice to Janet. Why are they being friends? I thought he said he hated you in that conversation. He said he hated her. And while they're correct, like, I just am worrying this is Kristen just going down a bad path.
Yeah, no, agreed. I want her to be more strategic. I don't want her to be the same person that would spiral all the time and then take all the focus onto her, where it's like, it doesn't matter if she's like literally preaching Bible truth. She's like, she looks like a crazy person, you know?
She can't control herself when she gets that emotion.
Wait, like even when we talk, like when after Vanderpump ended, like so many things had happened where like, I can't remember if she was on Watch What Happens or like whatever it was, but it was like, she kind of took everybody back through the timeline and was like, I was right about every single one of those things. And like, even though she absolutely was, she was 110% right on all of it with like the Miami girl or not, is it Miami girl? Yeah. Like all of it. All I know is that Kristen, I wanted to strangle her when she was on Vanderpump. And so like, it doesn't matter. You can be right. You can, but people can still hate you. So like, yeah, I'm with you on that. It's the same thing with Lindsay where we're like,
Lindsay's so right about so many things.
Yeah.
But her delivery is just piss poor a lot, or was piss poor a lot.
And I went really hard for Lindsay on this last episode and like, do not disappoint me. Do not make me have to eat all of that, Lindsay. Wrong show, but you know who you are. I feel like everybody's watching Summer House.
The algorithm, if her name pops up in anything, she's just chiming in.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say about Danny a minute ago had pertained to this. Like, it made me think like just the face, like the recognition of his attitude and angst made me think like for a half a second, oh crap, what happens if Janet was right? What happens if we find out later this year or next year that Janet this whole time was right about Danny? And he is I'm not saying he is, I'm not saying she was.
You kissed Natalie with that mouth?
Not enough. But like what if like he was being a real piece of shit this episode to his wife, who like everybody's like, oh no, she's the queen of the universe. So like, if you're gonna be a piece of shit to her, you're definitely gonna be a piece of shit to not her, right? And what if we find out that same way, Janet was right and Danny's a piece of shit?
So I'll tell you that because I already like I think I said it last episode or the one before, that I am very open to the possibility that Danny is a son of a bitch. Like I am open to that because like I like Danny and I root for Danny because of Nia. Nia is everything to me. So what I want her to get everything that she wants because she deserves that times a million more. This like when even the first time that he stepped out of line in this episode, I said it to my cat. I go, that's strike 2. And then I was like, I don't know what the first strike was, but you're already on strike 2 with me because like that's if you're Nia's husband, then you're on strike 2. You know, like because I have a low tolerance for like anyone like not just treating her well. So I think that's just what I want to say about that is that all of my support for Danny stems from his wife. So if he starts being a dick to her, then it's game over. It's game over for me. Yeah,
it's 2 strikes. The old 2 strikes you're out rule.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a good part for time for us to break for part 2.
Okay,
and we have basically half of the episode to go where we get to that budget weird house that they put them
strange,
so strong.
Yeah.
All the stuff that happens once we get to the amusement park, the performative comment, the sweet conversation that happened with Schwartz and all the girls, and then that end scene that knocked us all on our ass.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So anyway, join us over at Part 2.
Yeah, it'll be up sometime as soon as it can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.